Hello everybody. This video is going to be in multiple parts because I'm going to show my entire Acid Mother's Temple collection. I am a big Acid Mother's Temple freak, and I have a lot to show. Take a look. So there's one pile, two pile, and then the next pile. Yeah, so it is going to take a little bit of time to go through all of them. And a little explanation. I set my phone for 16 minutes, so when the timer goes off, end video, then I'll start making part two. I don't know if I'll put them all up on the same day, but however many parts this takes, it will take. And just so you know, I'm not going to talk about all of them. Some of them I'm just going to show and breeze through because when it comes to Acid Mother's Temple, sometimes it's just, shall I say, the status quo. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. It's just an Acid Mother's Temple record. And if you know Acid Mother's Temple, you know what I mean. So, firstly, let's show a couple CDs. This was actually the one that started it all for me. Crystal Rainbow Pyramid Under the Stars. And I have this on vinyl. We'll get to it somewhere. But this was the one that started it all up for me. I bought it on CD, and I fell in love with them. Not long after I got that one, I got this. It's Kawabata Makoto, The Tales of the Dream Planet. Cover up her little boobies there. Another one that, I should say, this isn't strictly just Acid Mother's Temple. It's also Kawabata Makoto, who's the de facto leader of the band. It's his solo work as well as side projects, stuff like that. I just grouped them all together in my collection. So, Acid Mother's Temple and Kawabata Makoto work. So, his solo work tends to be, I guess you'd call it like a dream guitar sound, like an ambient drone sound. Sometimes it's very kind of hard. Other times it's very pretty. Like this album is very pretty. There's only 2 tracks on here. She Came from the Shining Sea and Kiss on the Dream Planet. I believe the first one, She Came from the Shining Sea, is about like 40 or 45 minutes long. But it's just beautiful. You just put it on and you forget it's there. 2 7-inches, Tabata Mitsuru, if I pronounced that right. Uprising. Little 7-inch features Uprising and Sky Lantern. This was he left the band, but one of the guitarists in Acid Mother's Temple, and it's very sort of I guess you call it ambient electronic sound to it. Feels kind of like almost something that's made for a film, kind of like a soundtrack. Then Hello Good Child, Acid Mother's Temple, featuring Hello Good Child and You're My Boy, the only 7-inch I got from them. And then this one, which is Speed Guru of Acid Mother's Temple with Plastic Crime Wave. This is pretty cool. It's a 7-inch that comes accompanied with a comic book, and you're supposed to read the book while the music plays. To be honest, I've never actually listened to it. I haven't even opened it. I just thought it was cool to have, so I picked it up. All right, on to the albums. Acid Mother's Temple with Rosina de Piera, live in Tolosa. Their live albums are very loud. They play loud, so the live albums are loud. And a lot of them feature the same things, like Cometary Orbital Drive, Pink Lady Lemonade, Om Rift, or they'll play like the IOA chant, or in La Novia. A lot of times they play the same stuff, but it's just cool because no live album is really ever the same from them. This one features this lady who does sort of vocal chants, is the best way I could put it. Acid Maso Temple and Kill Kill Kill, the Electric Kool-Aid results. This is, it doesn't even come with a cover. Kawabata Makoto is on this. It's a split. He's on, of course, the Acid Maso Temple side, which features 3 songs. It doesn't really sound like Acid Mother's Temple. It's kind of a bit more of like a punk sound to it, but still enjoyable. Comes on nice electric blue vinyl, but I'm not going to bother taking it out to show. Acid Mother's Temple in C. This album is literally a cover of Terry Riley's In C. Terry Riley, is that his name? I don't know, but Terry Riley In C, and it's their take on it. It's ambient drone beautifulness from Mahikari. This is another side project of Kawabata Makoto. This one doesn't really sound like Acid Mother's Temple. It has a bit more of a funky sound at times. It's a bit more smooth and psychedelic, but I really enjoy it. And it's cheap if you guys can find it. It's usually pretty cheap. Wish You Were Here Once Again, Kawabata Makoto. Another solo album, I believe, is on some lovely vinyl. Oh yeah, look at that. Lovely vinyl. And look, there's if memory serves.
Hi.
Crackling noises, okay, do not correct. That tells you all you need to know. This one is one of the harsh. This one's one of the harsh solo albums of Kawabata Makoto. Yes, Pupman?
I was just saying hi.
Rainbow of Love, another Kawabata Makoto solo album. Plain cover, just silk screened on there. And this is one of them that is pretty. Like I said, it's solo guitar pretty much with other instrumentation that he puts in there. I don't know if it says in here. This one just says electric guitar. But ambient and beautiful. And another one, Kawabata Makoto. We Don't Know Where We Came From. Part 1 and Part 2. The whole disc is one long guitar piece. Acid Mother's Temple in the Melting Paraiso UFO, US Canadian Tour, Crystal Rainbow Pyramid. I believe this one is on some pretty vinyl. This was the CD I showed you. When I got that CD, I had to get the record, and yes, look at that beauty. This is, I guess, one of the ones you could say that started it all. It's got that classic Acid Mother's Temple sound to it, but it's also not really a freak out album from them. It's a bit more melodic and absolutely beautiful. This one, I guess you'd say, is more of the palatable Acid Mother's Temple if you were for the novice, collector or whatever. This is Kokora, featuring Kawabata Makoto, Anla Cordes, and Roku Jenku. Another side project work of them. 3 guitarists just going at it. Sometimes it's loud and abrasive, sometimes it's really dreamy. Beautiful album. The Ripper at Heaven's Gates of Dark. Kind of a play on Pink Floyd, if you would. They also have a Shine On You Crazy Dynamite instead of Shine On You Crazy Diamond. This does not really sound like Pink Floyd, though. There is a couple tracks on here that kind of have like a 70s hard rock sound to it, though. Pretty cool. This is a soundtrack to the film Piercing Brightness, but it features a couple songs from Acid Mother's Temple, so I picked it up. But honestly, there's no real reason to have it. Also has Alexander Tucker on it, who is another artist I really enjoy.
Hi, Daddy.
What, man?
I found
Kawabata Makoto with Michishiko Shinsuke, if I'm pronouncing that properly. I believe that's the guy from LSD March, I think. This is ambient drone guitar work, but it's all acoustic. So it has a really cool sound to it. I guess you'd say it has a bit of a, look at that lovely vinyl. It has a bit of a traditional world feel to it. But mostly it's just, it's ambient work, which is cool because it's all acoustic. So it's not something you're used to hearing, but at the same time, very beautiful. Really enjoyed it. Acid Mother's Temple and Melting Prize of UFO in Ode to Infinity. Look at that. Beautiful packaging. I think it's some colored vinyl as well. Yes. This album is kind of an ode to NC, which I talked about just a second ago, wherein it's more of a drone ambient piece, really more electronic than a guitar work, but still in the end they do freak out a little bit, so had to put that Acid Mothers in there. Pataphysical Freak Out Moo. This is some of their early stuff. This is from 2002 or 3, I can't remember which one. Some of their earlier stuff from the late 90s going into the 2000s was almost more of sort of like a 60s hippie commune sound to it, a bit more folky than Freak Out, although they would on occasion freak out. But the early stuff is different from their later stuff, but still just as good. Dark Side of the Moon, What Planet Are You On? This has a great gatefold. I gotta open up. This is off Important Records.
No, you would not.
On clear vinyl, but I won't pull it out. I can't remember if it's this one or another one where they came out sort of back to back. That it's either this one or the other one. That it's just one of them's really pretty and the other one's really harsh, like just really just noise harsh. I can't remember if it's this one or the other one though. You'll forgive me. Live in Accident. This one features Cotton Casino, regular singer for Acid Mother's Temple, who does guttural screeches and squeals and weird noises and such. But again, another live album. Their live albums are great because it really captures their energy. So I always pick up a live album if I can. Lord of the Underground, Vishnu and the Magic Elixir. This one is on some lovely pink vinyl. Not going to pull it out. Another live album, Live as Troubadour, but this one is cool because it's all acoustic. So it's not live and loud and raunchous like you would think it is. It's a bit more of a mellow kind of just intimate feel to it. Really cool. Features La Novia and Pink Lady Lemonade. Just, again, like I said with the other one, staples of their live work. Acid Mother's Temple and the Cosmic Inferno. Anthem of the Space. I think this one's on pink vinyl or purple vinyl. Yeah, purplish vinyl, pinkish vinyl. Depends on the light, I suppose. The Cosmic Inferno is a side project. Features basically members of Acid Mother's Temple, but a bit of a different sound to it. This one has a bit of, I guess you'd call it a little more Eastern influence to it, but pretty damn cool. Boys, can you leave Daddy alone?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
La Novia. Acid Mother's Temple. This is one of their live staples that they usually play. It is their take on a traditional, I believe it's a traditional, like folk piece or something. And they play it different on other albums. Sometimes it's all acoustic, sometimes it's all electric, sometimes they freak out to it, sometimes they drift away to it. This one is somewhere in between a drift and a freak out. Mostly acoustic, pretty damn cool. This is an album that I got because Kawabata Makoto's on it. It's off of Cubico, and it's a Bordeaux. I can't remember. Baruch Bordeaux. I honestly, I don't even remember what this sounds like. I want to say it's his early recordings, and it has a sort of a minimalist feel to it. Oh yeah, I remember now. Now that I'm seeing the vinyl, I remember. Yeah, this is his early stuff. It's from like the late 70s into the early 80s, and it's, I believe, home recordings, and it's very sort of weird, minimal kind of folky things, lo-fi, but still cool to have in the collection. This is an awesome album. Universe Zen and 0 a 0. It is a 3 LP set. You heard me right. 3. Oh wait, it might be a 4 now that I think about it. Let's hold on. Open it up. It is. I'm sorry. It is a 4 LP set. 2 discs on either side. And I believe they're all a different color. If memory serves. Oh no, these are just black. There was one that came with a different color, but it's really expensive. This is one of the more expensive albums to get, and there's a lot of music on it. Released on a French label, and all of the names are in French as well. There's one on here, Soleil de Cristal et Lune d'Argent, if I'm pronouncing that properly. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that song it's mostly acoustic, and it's long. It's like 20, 23, 25 minutes long, and it almost feels like a call to arms, if you would. It's really intense. Great song. Cotton Casino singing on it, and just adds a really cool flavor. It's a great album, but it's one of the more expensive ones, and it's a long listen, 4 discs. This one, Glorify Astrological Martyrdom. This album is one I got early on in my Acid Mother's Temple collecting, and I had passed it along and later got it again on lovely white vinyl with, look at that little red solar flare, if you would. But it's an album that I had passed along as a VCLT to Derek, and I didn't even have a replacement for it. And years later, I found it in the store, and I was like, yes, add it back into the collection. Oh, Wild Gals A Go-Go. This is apparently, I don't even know if it's really a movie, but it's a soundtrack Acid Mother's Temple did. That is some weird Western theme kind of thing. Some of it feels just like any other Acid Mother's Temple album, while some of it feels kind of like it is actually an orchestrated piece for for an actual film. So it's a little weird, it's a little out there, but I had to have it. Astrogasm from the Inner Space features Dark Star Blues, which is a song they do a lot. This is a cool live album. High on New Heaven, live in New Haven. This is a 3 LP set that I ended up getting without cover, but it comes with an awesome screen printed giant poster. Look at that. Is it all there? I think it's all there. So it does not come with the cover, although you can get it with the cover. I decided to get it with the screen print because, well, that's what I wanted. Plus, it's pretty cool. I think you'd agree.
Dawson.
Oh, have you seen The Other Side of the Sky? Astro Infinity Disco Tech. This one features Pika on drums, which is she's from the band Afarimbo, I think is the way you pronounce it. I don't even know. Another one that features Pink Lady Lemonade and Cometary Orbital Drive on it. I mean, can't go wrong. The early Acid Mother's Temple recording, 95 to 97. This is a compilation of, as it said, some of their early recordings. Pink Lady Lemonade, You're from Inner Space. Look at that deliciousness. On split vinyl, this album is just one track. It's broken up into pieces, but it is Pink Lady Lemonade in all of its glory. And it clocks in at like an hour and 4 minutes or 5 minutes, something like that. And depending on which side of the disc you're listening to, it is a total freak out, or it is just a beautiful drifting away, almost sort of coda. That is Acid Mother's Temple. That is Pink Lady Lemonade. It is one of their more well-known stuff, and they always play it live. And it is great. It's a simple riff that just beautiful and carries you into it. This is the album I was talking about, the other one. I don't even know what this one's called. apparently it is self-titled. This is the other one I was talking about that came out. I can't remember if it's this one or the other one that's just very loud and abrasive. One of them's very sort of pretty and the other is very sort of, oh, you know. Rivers and Mountains. Kawabata Makoto with Baisong Wu, if I'm pronouncing that properly. This is very folky. It's It's acoustic guitar work with a little bit of singing, and it's basically just like a light folk album, a little bit of sort of that traditional Japanese feel to it, but pretty cool. This is a reissue of their first album, which I think came on cassette, or maybe it was CD as well later, I don't know, but just entitled Acid Mother's Temple. It comes with a killer, just thick sleeve printout. It's a really cool copy. Really cool pressing. This one came out and it was sort of like I guess it was a bootleg. Whoops. I haven't even opened it to listen to it, but Does the Cosmic Shepherd Dream of Electric Appears? Another of the early stuff. I think the album came out in 2003 or 5 or something like that. This one I just got in. I haven't actually showed it yet, but Reverse of Rebirth Reprise features Jeff Lee. I just gotten this one in a couple weeks ago. I haven't even showed it yet. Fresh off the press. Features Dark Star Blues, Hello Good Child, and The Beautiful Blue Ecstasy. All songs that have been spoken for before on other albums. There's nothing new to it, but the way that they presented it is a little different. It's a little more melodic and acoustic, and the featuring artist on here, Jeff Lee, is from like Henry Cow and Universe Zero. He gives it sort of a bit of like this crowdy feel to it. Just the way he's playing it, it's a bit progressive. I really enjoy it. It's a great addition to the album. I think that's a good place to stop for part 1. Let's turn this off and I will start recording part 2.